Hello and welcome back to the paint shop. It seems forever since we've done any painting, and there's an old technique that when I first started this I used to see all the time, and I haven't seen it done for ages, so I'm gonna have a go at it and we'll see what occurs. So there is a plan. So these are the colours that I've been using. I will list them below. This is my favourite ever colour. We did a bit of that with it's a pearl white, but we mixed a bit of white in with it. We mixed a bit of black in with it, a tiny bit. Metallic green. That's that. A dino. That's fantastic too. I need some more of that. Green. Oh yeah, we've got the dark green, which I love this dark green. That is Montmartre Phthalo green. I've done a pencil line from the top to the bottom, just a wavy line across the length of the canvas. I'm going to do one half in one colour and one half in the other colour, and I think this paint is too thin, so I'm going to use that for one half of it. Will I put tissue on there? Not tissue, tape. Will I put tape on there? I don't know, but look at this, a nice clean work surface to start with. That's very unusual. Yeah, doesn't matter that we've got brush marks in here. It really doesn't matter, it's all going to be covered. And I've just bought some more of this, so I've got plenty of this. I love this colour. To do this technique I need some solid lines, so I'm only going to do like a kind of puddle pour like I've done before. And whether I'll manage to keep this division or not, I don't know. But it just seems that's what my head's telling me to do, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? The colour on the screen that I can see is rotten. It's nothing like what this looks like. So I don't want any silicone in any of these paints. I don't want any oil in any of the paints at all. They're awful if you don't get them while it's wet. They're a nightmare to get out. Okay, right, I'm going to put the gloves on. I don't want too much white in here. And I don't want it close to the dividing line. We'll go with pearl grey, metallic grey in these two. And this one is the one I think is thicker, but it in the drip test it said no. So we'll have to trust it. I do confess I'm playing it very safe because I'm using colours that complement each other. There is one element of surprise. There's one surprise colour, which is the purple. But I want flashes of it. I would like some black in all of them, I think. I don't know how much it'll show because it's against the dark green. Is that enough to do that? We really need one in that corner, I think. It's a bit too close to the line for me white. And we'll have some green. I might even put this green in any of them actually, so that one. Okay. So that's that half. Now, I am going to put a kebab through it. Kebab stick, should I say. Just not much though. Get it to go to the line. I'm going to try and get it to go down. Don't think I've got enough, but we'll see. Okay, let's bring it back. Trying to get this bit down into this line. We can always put some more paint on if we need to. Got to keep an eye on the top as well, because that doesn't really matter, it's just a guide. Okay, so that green there is strayed away a bit. Done. And what I would do next time or another time is I would put the tape on. I'd let it dry and put the tape on it. We haven't put any of that in either. We love this. It's my favourite colour in the world ever. Oh no, that's the other one. You can't both be my favourite. You can. Why can't you? Okay. We have still got kind of a line there. It would have been better with tape. We could have controlled it much better. But there's still an empty space there at the bottom as well. There, that has to be dealt with. I have to put some more paint in there. We've got paint reactions as well. We've even got a couple of cells which we don't really want. Let's try getting rid of the air bubbles with the torch. I think I need some more gas in this. Lots of bubbles, lots and lots of bubbles. And I mixed these paints yesterday as well. Right, okay. I'm not overly enamoured with the colour sequence. And there's me thinking it'll be a nice... I forgot to turn this back on again. Anyway, what I've done is I've run the skewer through in just a couple of places in that blue. So, now for the technique. So I have this hair oil. What I'm going to do, this technique is Chameleon Cells. You need a bit of oil, not much, and a skewer. And what you do, you have to do it while it's wet. Keep a tissue with me. And I'm going to try and tilt you towards the top of the... I'm going to start at the top and work my way to the bottom. So, actually this is even too big, is this container, it's too big. So, you get some, I can't lean on anything, it's trouble, but I'm going to do 3 there. And then I'm going to, maybe that we don't see anything for a while. And it takes a while for them to come through. I don't think I've got enough on that one. But you see, I do this. I made this, I think the last time I did this, I made this mistake. I thought, oh, nothing's happening. And I put more on. And I just did not need to do that. So we're going to follow this line down. About 3 at a time. 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because like I say, when I started, this was... everybody was doing this, and I haven't seen it really since. And I loved it. I loved what I saw, so I thought I'm going to give it a go. It's so cool. I love this. It's going to be a nightmare to get the oil out when it's dry. I think that's why people don't do it, because it is a nightmare to get the oil out. But I think if you persevere, it's just worth it. You see, they're getting really big. Maybe I'm putting too much on. So I'm going to do a series of this technique, because this is just like a random lines. I'm going to do it on random lines. Oh, look at these cells. Where are they coming from? I haven't got any silicon in there. Maybe I'm using too much. So on the next line I do, because they're all merging into one. So what I might do is on the next line that I do, I'll do them A, further apart, and B, I'll just use it once. Like I say, we've done further apart. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12. So you can learn by my mistakes. That's looking better. Look how big they're getting. I mean, you don't need hardly any. There's all these other cells coming up, and I don't know where they've come from, because it's all new. It's all new paint. Anyway. And the whole point, what I wanted, was not to have any cells, apart from the ones I'm putting in. Yeah, well. This is better. Further apart, doing them further apart is much better. So yeah, so what I was saying was I'm going to do a series using this technique. This is just like more of a random one, but then I'm going to try and control them a bit more in the future videos in this series. It sounds easy, but you just don't know how much they're going to grow. I mean, they will continue to grow. they will just continue to grow. And it's, yeah. The trouble is, because they're supposed to be along that line here, but it's you can't see that. I mean, I'm going to zoom out a bit so that you can see the whole thing. They're doing their own thing there. They're not what I've put in. And I didn't want that. I didn't want any cells in it at all, other than the ones I put in. So we've done those. We've done these. We've done those. And we've done these, but you can't tell that we've done these because of these here. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to tilt you back again so that you can see the top. So I'm going to go back to the top now. I'm going to do the same thing, but 2, 3. So like I say, it is a long time since I've done this, and I did it all wrong. I didn't wait for them to develop, and so I was putting more and more oil on it, and they were just turning out massive, which is fine. It just doesn't give you the subtlety of this. I just love this. But what I would like to do now is put some little white things in there, because I feel like we've lost definition in these ones. I might just put a little white blob in there. I don't know what to do here because it's kind of doing its own thing. And again, I could put something in the middle of here to give it a bit of definition, because these have gone big. So what I want to know, if anybody has done this, what's the ideal consistency of your paint to do this technique? These are perfect. These are absolutely perfect. These ones along here, they're absolutely perfect. Those were the first ones I did, so I didn't really know what I was doing, which is fine. These, I don't know where these have come from. But also, I went too far. You know, I got too carried away and I did too many. And that's what I'm very wary of not doing. But it doesn't help that these have just decided to do their own thing and have their own party. Very, very naughty. Very naughty cells. They're rogue cells. Okay. Maybe I should put them in more than 3. I mean, these are still growing. And they were way apart. I do like it though. I do love that. I do feel it has to have some here. 1. Oh, that's a big one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, this oil is lasting for 6 hits. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's good. Those are much better. Those are much better. So, what have we learned? We've learned these, the first ones that I did, are too close together. Also, can you see those all? Right, so these first ones, they were too close together. A, they were too close together. B, I was doing it after every 3, which meant there was new oil, which meant that they're expanding at a larger rate, sort of thing. And so these were the next ones, and I spaced, or whichever ones I did were the next ones, I spaced them out more. Those are still growing, and they carry on growing. These random, they didn't help at all. They're not supposed to be in there, but they are. So, what will happen if I torch it? What will happen? What will happen down here? I'm going to put just one more, I think, in here. 3, 4, 5, Actually quite like that. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, so unfortunately, I mean, in a way it doesn't matter that they're big and close, because that's kind of like the dividing line, but I would have preferred it not to be there. We've learnt a lot. We've learnt an awful lot. I'm not going to do any more. I'm not going to do any more. That still looks like it's not going anywhere though. It still looks like it's not going anywhere. Oh, that's a big lock. That was a big one. 2. Unfortunately, we are getting random cells from all over the place, and I just don't know why. So my questions are, if there's anybody out there who knows how to do this perfectly, how much paint to have on the canvas at the time of executing it. What did I say? Well, I had another question, I can't remember what it was now. We know what colours we've used, so I'm going to leave that. I'll bring the camera down without dropping it on the painting like I did last time. Well, this will continue to develop. Okay, so that's the top left corner. So let's go to the first cells that we did, so you can see. It was all these huge cells. I've put a white blob in the middle of each of them just to give them a bit of definition, because they just got lost. And they go all the way to the bottom. And then these lovely ones, they're lovely. I think that's what they're supposed to be like. And these are lovely. You get all the colours from the underneath too. Those are much better, but they're still big. I think it doesn't matter about them being big as long as they're spaced out. These didn't really form. Well, they did, but you can't see them properly. And these, yeah, those are lovely. And these were the random cells that just formed on their own. No, I don't know why. And okay, so this is dry now. But as you can see in certain sections, I've tried to show you it from this angle because can you see it's looking wet there, and it's not wet. It won't rub off. It's the oil, and there is evidence of that in several places on the canvas, and that is perfectly normal for this technique. And what we'll do is we'll let it cure for a few weeks. There's some more there, some more wet. Can you see? There. Yeah, there. And some down here. Anyway, you get the picture. So, yeah, it does look wet in places, but it's actually not. So what we'll do is we'll let it cure for a few weeks, and then we will put either talc, or I use corn flour, just sieve it over the top of it and leave it for a couple of days, and then change it and do the same again, brush it off and do the same again for another couple of days, and it helps absorb all that extra oil before you wash it in some very mild soap and warm water. I actually love this. I'm going to put it back down on the table now that you can see it. Okay, so I have a few theories about the origin of these random cells and those random cells. One possibility is that when as I was watching the video back, I could see that I was waving the kebab stick around a lot, and I did keep wiping the oil off it, but maybe it there was just that tiny, well, it only takes a tiny bit, and maybe that's what happened, just the tiny bits of oil coming off as I was waving my hands around. So that's probably what happened. That's just one theory, I don't know, but whatever, I love this. I love this, and I'm very happy with it. And I mean, I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to do some more and control the size and vary the cells and placement also. And I just want to experiment so much with this technique, so I shall take you with me. And I'm more than ready to hear any advice that anybody's got to give. It would be more than welcome. So if there's any tips or hints that anybody's got, I would be more than grateful to receive them. Thank you. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Bye.